So in this video, we will discuss introduction to embedded systems and the diagrams and coding which we need frequently while designing embedded systems. So block diagram, what is block diagram? Block diagrams are actually the system representation in the form of blocks, the different components of a system like input devices which are sensors and output devices which are actuators, and other devices may be ROMs, RAMs, and ASICs, and communication interfaces, and the CPU, and maybe microcontroller or microprocessor, whatever it is. The block diagrams show actually the interconnection between these components. So it gives overall idea of a system. Next is flow diagram or flow chart diagram. So how it is useful while designing embedded systems, because it gives the idea of overall flow, especially when we start coding. And coding we will discuss can be in assembly language, C language, or Python programming language. There are many options. So flow diagram basically gives the idea of flow of the process. Like here, there is a start of the program, then turning on some module. So this is the rectangle which shows up process, and next let it is reading analog ECG data, and then again there is a process of running loop and so on. After that there is a conditional block. The diamond shaped block is actually used for condition. So different shapes in flowcharts are for specific purpose. So if condition is let it is true, then yes, then update database and go back to this point. Otherwise, there is no need to update database and go back to the same point, and so on, and that is stop of the flow. So overall, flow chart tells us about the flow of the process. The next step So next is circuit diagram. We know the circuit diagrams are actually the more detailed interconnection of components. Like here it is a microcontroller in the center, then there are other devices like GSM module, PIR sensor, and this is the actuator, which is speaker, loudspeaker. Here are the power devices, 7805 regulator, which is used to power the microcontroller and other devices. And so the circuit diagram is actually the detailed interconnection of components. Like block diagram was at higher level, but circuit diagram is that more details in that deeper level. So next is while designing the embedded systems, coding in C language is easier than assembly language. Actually, the difference is that C is a higher level programming language. Higher level programming language means that it is more closer to the users, to the programmer. So it is easy to program in C language. So it is easier for programmer, but it is bit at distance from the device, because the device only knows the machine language, binary language. So the compilers and interpreters are used to translate the C language into the machine language ultimately. So C is high level language as compared to the assembly language, which is this one. We can see that the instructions used in assembly language are not very much easier for the programmer. And these are actually more facilitating to the device. So these are nearer to device. So these are lower level programming languages, lower in the sense that they are more closer to the device as compared to the programmer. So in this way, while programming embedded devices, we come across different diagrams and different coding techniques. Another coding programming language is Python, which is very popular. And in some other discussion, we will learn about Python programming language, how to use Python for programming embedded systems. So here it is the end of the lecture.